binge at big rolls. I mean, how many people do that? As it is, they'll probably be out from the tin. What does the girl do? Shall I use the word moist? Hopefully the picture hasn't changed too much. My battery went pro. Oh, it's like it's opened up a whole new world to me for next week. So one thing that a few people are doing is something called bin for your book, where, because we can't go out, we're getting dressed up to put our bins out and then donating a fiver to a charity of our choice. So I've put on a dress that I haven't worn for ages and shoes that I'm not really going to be able to walk very well in on my drive. So yeah, join me to put the bin out. Fun, isn't it? Okay, so time to have a look what is in this week's government emergency food parcel. Got that right. Obviously on the milk, no alcohol. I'm assuming there's no alcohol. Let's have a look. I've took the sellotape off to make it easier for the vlog, but no, I'm sure they're not going to put a sheer resin. Let's have a look if it's the same as the last couple of weeks then. I can already see a couple of differences, but we'll start with the toilet roll. Another industrial sized toilet roll. Can't argue with that, can you? I mean, the toilet roll is industrial size, not for an industrial sized bottom. What else have we got? Brit pasta, penne pasta. I did use last week the pasta to make a tuna pasta bake. So I don't know if there's one in this week, but there was a tin of tuna, mixed it with the pasta sauce that was in there, and yeah, it was actually it was really nice, and that lasted for a couple of days. So possibly make something like that again. We'll see what's in here. Oh, different cereals. This week then we've got Weetabix Crunchy Wheaties. Not seen these before, because it's probably not the kind of thing I would generally buy. It's whole grain, high fibre, low in fat. So they've gone for a healthy cereal, I guess, as opposed to your Cocoa Pops kind of thing, or some of the more sugary alternatives. Partially inverted sugar syrup, because I know a lot of cereals have got more sugar in than you think. Not tried those, so we will see. 13 bowls it says in there, so that will last, well, should in theory last over a week, unless I have 2 bowls a day, which has been known. Bread. Now this is different to the bread that we had the last couple of times, although it is bread that lasts for a year again. I don't know what make it is, there's no name on there. Look what else we've got. Coffee. Again, now this is the same brand of coffee that was in the last couple. So it's the Cafe Karuna instant coffee, which actually, okay, you know, some coffees you get and they're either a bit watery or a bit, you know, they don't taste great, do they? Let's face it. But that is actually all right. So yeah, that will get used. Because I'm on about 3 cups, actually mugs of coffee in the morning before I function now. We've also got rice. Again, like last week, it looks like it's come out of a bigger box or something, like part of a multi-pack, because there's no name on that. Yourfoods.com. Actually, but there's no packaging, you know what I mean. And again, I used the rice last week because I made, it was kind of a, You know how I was telling you last week about the app? If you have not seen last week's video yet, do have a watch of that. But there's an app called Supercook, and you can put all the items that you've got in your cupboards, in your fridge, and your freezer into the app, and it will come up with meal suggestions that you maybe might not have thought of. And one of the ones that I did last week was from there, and it was basically, I think it was cauliflower rice with a bit of a sauce. I had some, I think it was creme fraiche left in the fridge. So yeah, that was really nice actually. So it's always worth checking that app out to if you're running out of ideas or just fancy doing something different with what food you've got. Next then, ooh. Now then, no fig rolls this week. I did binge eat the fig rolls the other night. You know when you get those late night munchies? I binge at fig rolls. I mean, how many people do that? So this week, we've got digestives. A change of biscuit. Although they are one of the plainer biscuits, you know, it's kind of an inoffensive biscuit, isn't it? You're not going to have people that say, oh, I don't eat digestives. Because, as we've mentioned in other videos, everybody gets the same box. I think unless you've got specific dietary requirements or you know, you follow a particular religion or you're vegan or vegetarian, then you know, I don't know whether they make alternative boxes for you, but I think everything else is pretty much standard. So you know, there's nothing particularly adventurous in the box, but it's all useful stuff and generally stuff that will keep mostly. So yeah, digestives, you can eat them as they are. Something I know my mum used to do, and I think a few people do it, is put like butter or margarine on them. And if you're lucky enough to have like tubs of, you know, your soft cheese, I guess you could make a cheesecake if you've got cheese and butter, because cheese and butter, soft cheese and butter. Also, as we mentioned in the other videos, there's not any sort of dairy products in, other than your long life milk. There's two of those again, Creamfields. It sounds like a bit of a rave, doesn't it? So we've got two Creamfields exclusively at Tesco. There's been 2 cartons of milk every week. But yeah, I don't know whether it's kind of storage, the fact that they have to leave them outside people's houses, the fact that they don't put dairy stuff in. So there's not been any like cheese or butter, margarine, anything like that, just the long life milk. So yeah, digestives. Ooh, this is new as well. Prince's Mandarin segments. It almost sounds quite exotic, doesn't it? Mandarin. In a light syrup, packed from fresh. Again, not something I would buy normally. I do buy fresh fruit, but you know, again, it's probably, just trying to look, I would imagine it's one of your 5 a day or something. You could have those, oh, do you know what I'm imagining, and I shouldn't now. You know, if you did have your soft cheese and your butter, you could make like a cheesecake with little mandarin slices on the top. Imagine that. That would be lovely, wouldn't it? As it is, they'll probably be out from the tin. What does a girl do? So yeah, mandarin slices. Have we got apples this week? Yeah, there's apples again. There's apples again. So you can make yourself a little apple and mandarin dessert. I'm now imagining like baked apple with digestive. Something that I did see actually the other day. Somebody was, I'm trying to think what website it was on, I can't remember, but basically, slice of bread, chop your apple up, sprinkle it with a bit of sugar, a bit of cinnamon, put it in the oven, and it was like a baked apple dessert thing. So I haven't tried that yet, but because I've still got some apples from last week, I might give that a go, let you know how it goes, maybe next week. Potatoes again. Oh, that's a big bag, isn't it? Brooklands white potatoes. Good source of thiamine and potassium. But yeah, potatoes, very versatile. We've mentioned this before. You can boil, steam, roast, mash, microwave. So you've got your jacket potatoes, your roast potatoes, depending on what you've got in your fridge. Again, dauphinoise potatoes. The other week I did a corned beef hash with the potatoes. And don't forget, as I mentioned last week, potato skins you can save and make them into crisps. Drizzle them with a little bit of oil, season them, bang them in the oven. I've got an onion. So this is something that's not been in here before. I've seen something else that's not been in here before. I can't wait to tell you what it is. Actually, I'm going to tell you now. Carrots. So a large singular onion and a bag of MH Posket carrots. That's the only thing on there. There's no other branding, so I'm not sure where they've come from. Keep refrigerated. It looks a bit, one of them is on the turn. It looks a bit, shall I use the word moist? It looks a bit moist in there. So they probably need using quickly, but carrot, onion, potato, we've almost got a stew. So yeah, depending on what else you've got in your cupboard, that would come in handy if you're making, say, a chilli or bolognese maybe, or curry. Carrots, obviously, again, depending on what you've got. Carrot cake, roast carrots, carrot soup, carrots in your salad if you've got any salad stuff. Ooh, premium cured ham, that's new, didn't have that in here before. Prince's premium cured ham. Again, I don't really like ham. I don't know why. I don't eat a lot of red meat. I was vegetarian for years, but then sort of fell out a bit. So yeah, you can have that on a sandwich, couldn't you? Or in a ham salad or something. Tuna chunks. I mentioned you could do a tuna pasta bake, jacket potato and tuna salad. Looking at nutrition, this is high in protein, so it's stuff that is gonna fill you up, keep you fuller longer, and obviously fish, tuna is meant to be very good for you, isn't it? Ooh. Tea bags, so we've got the Tetley tea again, 40 tea bags there. Oh, this is different this week. Little bag of satsumas. Oh no, mandarins. Oh, so we've got tin mandarins and fresh mandarins. Hopefully the picture hasn't changed too much, my battery went pro. But then we've also got 2 jars of pasta sauce. So again, your tuna pasta bake, your bolognese. It is, as it says, bolognese sauce, but you can use it for other things. You've got your onion, you could put your carrot in bolognese. If you grate it, I would say, I mean, it's a basic sort of tomato-y based sauce, isn't it? You could probably use it in a tomato-y curry as well. See how that goes if you've got the spices. And again, one of your 5 a day in a quarter of a jar. So it's got the nutritional value as well. Oressa, does it say which supermarket it's for? Oh, for Lidl. Oh, they've been generous with the soup this week. What could be better in the lovely warm weather we've got than a good old bowl of steaming soup? Veggie goodness. It says here Italian tomato and basil soup, 2 of your 5 a day, and it's also low fat. There's normally a couple of cans of soup in, but we've got 3 this week. Nearly done. Good old Heinz beans this week. 1 of your 5 a day, 2 tins of Heinz beans. So again, you could make a sort of a bean chilli. Beans on toast, jacket potato and beans. Ooh, if you've got a sandwich toaster, which I haven't used it yet. There's something to look forward to, a bean toasty. You can also do that with the tuna as well, tuna toasties. Oh, it's like it's opened up a whole new world to me for next week. And there's 1 tin left. Ooh, tin of chopped tomatoes, that's handy because again, curries, pasta bakes, bolognese, very handy. And finally, to keep us smelling nice, we've got the hotel toiletries. And so yeah, and I think there's a normal letter in here. Yeah, the emergency food package, which again just basically says that you're getting this because you are classed as vulnerable because of your medical condition, and just saying that it recognises that you need to stay at home during this period. So yeah, that's everything for this week. If you have got any suggestions that you think I could make using the ingredients here, then do let me know. Pop it in the comment box below. Do let me know as well if you've got one of these boxes and whether you've got the same things in it as well, because that would be interesting to find out from different parts of the country. I always read your comments and always reply to them as well, so do pop a comment there if you want to make contact with me. I'll pop one of the bin photos onto my Instagram as well, so you can take a look there. That's at Real Tanya Louise on Instagram, and there'll be a little bit more information about the bin for your book, but I'll put it all on Instagram so you can take a look at that. And don't forget to hit the subscribe button. If you enjoyed this video, give it the thumbs up and hit that notification bell so you are advised each time I upload a new video. And I will see you in the next one. Until then, cheers.